What's up with the booing?
I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. I didn't expect any less.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you this. I got to be honest. First off, good to see you. As the rapper once said, the poet once said, it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you. I'm back.
Without a strong rhyme in step two.
I got to tell you, I expected the 12s to be angry. I was there for the entire day. I heard local radio. There was all the rage. I saw the tweeted and deleted tweets from Richard Sherman and Doug Baldwin and everything else like that. Shout out to G. Scott, the local people who's going to tour me around with local radio. I saw the palpable anger and the pettiness from Seahawks fans versus Russell Wilson. And then the interview with Pete Carroll after the game, where he talked about it, and he was asked by local radio, why do you think so many former players were excited to see Russell lose? And Pete snarkily says, well, you figure that out on your own, and then continued to talk about how he had out-coached Nathaniel Hackett. It was a sight to see. I have never seen that much pettiness for a former player, and I was in Cleveland when LeBron came back.
So you were there. So why do you think, if Pete Carroll says, figure it out on your own, what do you think, Seahawks fan, former Seahawks fan? I don't know where you stand. You may be on the border, you might be on the fence. You're still a Seahawks fan?
Still a Seahawks fan, yes.
Ooh. Ooh. So why do you think
that is live footage. People were, that was from my
why
vantage.
the pettiness? Why the pettiness from the fans and from the former players?
So I think those are two separate things. And this is the condensed version is this, honestly, Holly. Number one, from the fans, he's now the enemy, right? That's completely legitimate and fair. When you leave the team, they're supposed to boo you. When you come back, it's perfectly fair. I never understood people who were saying, oh my gosh, it's Lil Rouse. No, he's the opposing quarterback, right? I think within the team, and this is a larger thing, and I talked to Jason Reed about this with his great new book about quarterbacks on my podcast. I think this is important to understand. Black quarterbacks are held to a different standard within the team than white quarterbacks. And I think there's some players on the Seahawks who never felt like Russell was down enough, sort of shadows and echoes of what happened with T.O. and Donovan McNabb, and they've always resented him for it. I've never heard that Russell was a bad teammate. I never heard that he iced people out like Aaron Rodgers. I never heard that he was ideologically problematic like Derek Carr. But there was a certain collection of brothers there who just never thought he was down. And so they're happy to see him taken down a peg. But it's a shame because I think the black quarterbacks are held to a different standard, even by our own people within the team, than white quarterbacks.
Yeah, and then, you know, if the inverse happened, then then the players would say, well, wait a minute, how you gonna judge me because I'm not you? But that's what they're doing to him. He's not them. Okay, he's not them, but that doesn't mean, okay, hey, look, I'm good. I'm just not you. We don't have the same background. We don't have the same job description.
Yep.
We're not held to the same standard.
Nope.
And I guess maybe, am I fair to say there might be a little jealousy? Jealousy involved when you're the core of the team, that defense. We say we know LOB for a reason. We know Legion of Boom because they were the core of the team, yet quarterbacks get a lot of credit, get a lot of love. You think there was some jealousy involved?
There's quarterbacks who get a lot of credit and a lot of love, and then there's black quarterbacks who get a lot of credit and a lot of love. I can point out to all the years that Peyton Manning would slam his offensive line when he was choking for the first 7 years of his career. I can point out that Peyton Manning, the 2 times he actually won a Super Bowl, it was because he wasn't the focus of the offense. And when he was the focus of the offense, he throws a pick 6 against the Saints. When he is the focus of the offense, he gets slammed by the Legion of Boom. But everybody loves Peyton Manning for saying that he was the coach on the field. But when an African-American quarterback, whether it's Donovan McNabb, whether it's Russell Wilson, the outlier being Pat Mahomes, and he's sort of in a different category, there tends to be a lot of resentment built up. And I'm not saying that he had to be the best teammate on the face of the planet, but lots of quarterbacks aren't the best guy on the face of the planet. And you don't see this kind of internal tension. I also think it's fair to look at the fact that a lot of these quarterbacks, when they start, they're 21, 22 years old. 10 years in the league, Russell Wilson is no longer a child. Even Tom Brady got tired of Bill Belichick treating him like a kid. He was like, I'm 38 years old. I got kids. Why are you talking to me this way? So I think a lot of that gets missed when we have these nuanced conversations about African-American quarterbacks. And we can't deny the fact that when black people assert themselves within sports, whether that's to get a better deal, whether that's to find a better team, whether that's to have more power, there is a hostility, even from other black athletes, that you don't see towards white folks.
Yeah, and I think also, and this is, and I know we've heard it, we've been around, so we've heard this kind of thing of, oh, he's not down with us, he's not one of us. And I know why people are doing it, but if you think about it a little bit more, it's almost like you are trivializing in a lot of ways the richness and originality of black culture, because I haven't met anybody as interested. I've met a lot of interesting people. I've met a lot of smart people, a lot of dynamic people. I haven't met anybody who has been able to crystallize and distill the black experience into one thing, because it's impossible. It's impossible. Right. So why are you trying to do this to a brother? You know what I mean? This is crazy. It's crazy. And here, that's my big question. That's one big question. Here's my other big question, and it's down the list. It's a distant two. Why are you going for a 64-yard field goal to win the game?
Better question. And here's the thing, Holly, and I say this, I haven't changed my opinion. I told you guys this earlier in the year. I think the Broncos probably end up around 10-7, maybe scraping the place. I can't imagine them getting more than 10. I definitely think Russell Wilson is worth, they had 7 wins last year. I definitely think he's worth 3 wins this year. But I think that this is what happens when you have a rookie head coach who's playing his starters for the first time, because none of those starters played during the preseason, and he got caught up and nervous in the moment. And I'm sorry, if you want to talk about a situation where it's a win or lose and it seems pretty simple and you waste time on the clock and blow a chance to win the game, I think Pete Carroll mastered that 5 or 6 years ago at the goal line. So let's be clear about what kind of mistakes are made under Russell.
Ouch if you can't say amen. Ouch.
I'm just saying. Let's be objective about everybody who's playing here. I got shots for everybody. I got it for Pete. I got it for Pete. We haven't even gotten to Brett Favre yet. So here's the other thing.
Go ahead. The music's playing. Go ahead, though. Go ahead. Quickly.
Here's the other thing I got to say. Very quick about the discussion here. You can't blame Russell Wilson for not undermining his coach at the end of the game. You got to listen to the coach. So anybody who says that another player would have overruled their coach and run for play anyway, that's not how you play football. It's about deference. It's about team. Russell Wilson did the best he can do. I suspect they'll play better against the Houston Texans this weekend.
We got to come back. You got to come back, because we got more to discuss. You got to come back next week. Let's figure this out, because I know you're ready to go. I can tell. You got a lot of energy. Good to see you, Doc.
Thanks, man. Next week, hit me up, for real.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.